Aloha, welcome. My name is Tony Silva and I'm here representing Keola Mamo. Welcome, welcome to Kuka with the kūpuna. We're going to find out stories and past histories and present day events going on throughout the islands of Hawaii. Today's topic, Māhū then, Māhū now. Here with us, with this our first interview with Kuka with the kūpuna, is Kim Haupu Tavares. So let's get right into it. Please welcome Kim. Kim, tell us where you're from.
Good morning. Aloha, kako from Waiʻanae, 96792.
Oh, right on.
From Waiʻanae.
Are you okay, Kim, with sharing about what age you are?
I just celebrated my 75th birthday, April 20th
Top
this
notch.
year.
Fabulous.
So,
Fabulous.
Happy to be 75. You know, I thank Akua for bringing me this far in my life.
So what's the secret? We all have our own secrets about self-care. What is it for you?
Exercise. Eating properly.
What's your favorite exercise?
Planet Fitness on the Waiʻanae Coast.
Oh, wow.
Planet Fitness on the Waiʻanae Coast, the treadmill, the bike ride, doing the abs thing, you know, for your tummy and all. 90 minutes, an hour and a half.
See, that's the key right there. And then what's your favorite meal that's not fast food or comfort food? What's a good nutritious meal for you?
Oh my God, okay. No fast food for me, to be honest.
Well,
I prefer to cook my own meals, you know, God, I like everything.
Yeah, but if you're cooking your own meals, chances are it's whole foods that you're eating.
Yes, it is.
It's not processed stuff.
No, like chicken with watercress.
All right.
With, what's that sauce? Well, I make my own sauce sometimes. That and vegetable salads.
Okay.
Trying to, because you folks are my to keep alive and going. Because I can do the same thing too.
Absolutely. So I'm sure people are tuning in. They want to find out what they see before their eyes here, Kim, is not what came into this world. So take us back to the generation, the time, and how it all came to be, and how you came into this earth. And we'll go from there.
I'm a child of the 60s, born April 20th, 1949. Yes, we lived in the mainland from 1950 to 1960. When I came back in 1960, I was 10 years old already. Okay. And regarding Māhū, I knew I was different. You know,
At 10, you knew already.
At 5, I knew.
At 5, you knew already. Very good.
And I think my parents knew too.
Okay.
And they were struggling with that to even deal with it.
Why the struggle? Why the struggle?
My parents?
Yeah.
Well, I was the oldest of 4 children, and I was their firstborn, their son.
Okay.
And so as I matured and they saw my behavior, it was unacceptable. Now, my parents were devoted Catholics.
Catholic.
My father was a HPD on the Waiʻanae Coast.
Hawaiian?
Filipino Spanish.
Filipino Spanish.
My mom is Hawaiian German.
Okay. So you had that influence of both the Filipino Spanish side, the Hawaiian German side, being from, literally you're from Hawaii because parents were originally from
Yes.
Okay, continuing on, 10 years old.
10 years old.
You have this feeling inside, you know something's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I started shaving my legs, wearing girls' clothes, which was like not the deal. Not only with my family, but the world wasn't ready for us at all, too. And
take you back just a little bit, because a lot of people are watching. That moment, that very day that you said 5 years old, that's young. Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that it does affect a young boy or young girl, whatever they're struggling with. But what was that moment or that thing that happened in your life that you said, I think I'm different, Mom, Dad, or you, I think I'm different. What was that?
5 years old, you just have a sense that you're going to be different. You really don't know what it is at the time, but you just know something is coming, something here wells up in you, and you go the course, whatever the course is. By the time I was 10, I said, oh, this feeling was still there, that something's coming. I had no knowledge of what was coming, but I was just feeling, not like a little boy, not like a 10-year-old boy, but not even a girl, just something was coming that I was evolving into. And, you know, the characteristics were there. My parents should have told me, but they didn't.
Got it.
Instead of that, they kind of like were in denial.
Denial, because you didn't talk about those things in those days.
No, you just don't talk about it. It was unheard of
Right.
at the time.
Okay. And so we're moving 10, the 12, 15 years old, teenage boy now. Yeah. But already starting to do the
Yes. Well, we couldn't dress up at that time, Tony, but we were just Māhū. You know, hello, the hand waving, the
Right.
signs, and all of this, the mannerisms, the characteristics. You were just different. And on the Waiʻanae Coast, it wasn't heard of.
Right.
So, you know, we were kind of bullied from what? 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. Not really physically, more verbal, more
Correct.
verbal abuse. You're a sissy, you're a Lulu, you're a
Yeah.
Tilly. I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
You know, Māhū. So I grew up with the word Māhū.
That started to build your thick skin and not being able, you know what I mean, not being able to be reactive at such a young age.
Yes, yeah.
As you're growing into this life of yours. Yeah. And so now you're teenage, going into adulthood. You finish high school,
Yes.
graduate of.
Waiʻanae High School.
Waiʻanae High.
Class of 1969.
Yeah.
Sea Riders.
And just so that the audience knows, I mean, we all have family members, friends that we know, Māhū, 50s, 60s, 70s, but wasn't as accepted back then as it is more so now.
Today, today, the Māhū, the transgendered individual, has more freedom and mobility
Compared to back
compared
then.
to the time that I come from.
Is there any animosity towards that? The fact that
No.
it's easier?
No, but we old timers, we kūpunas, were the pioneers for making it easier for my community today to be more acceptable. Now here in Hawaii, it's part of the culture. I cannot speak for other parts of the world that might not be as accepting.
Hawaiian culture.
Well, Hawaiian culture.
Specifically,
Yeah.
Māhū goes way back to...
Yeah,
to
generational,
this.
if you will.
Correct. Very good. And so now early adulthood years, moving into a new lifestyle.
Yeah. So my parents, you know, they did me a blessing actually when they kicked me out at 17. I went to live with my uncle and auntie.
Kick you out because Māhū?
Yes, because I
said-
was Māhū. Yeah.
Okay.
And they did not explain me to their friends. I had to go look up this big word now because I was an abomination. So,
wow, that's a big
That's
word.
a big word. And when I
Yeah.
found that out, I read, they're like, I'm not that, you know, I'm not
Correct.
that. I'm not that. But they were. And so they kicked me out. I think I lived with my uncle and auntie in Nanakuli. And graduation, I graduated, and I lived with my aunt for another year, and I went on my own. I went to Hotel Street, where we all go for refuge. You know, the Glades, living on the streets, it's not as easy when you were in the 60s and being Māhū.
Right.
A lot of things are going on. A lot of killings are going on,
Right.
Tony. So, yes. But we survived. I survived. I think, I don't know if you have the vocational rehab here. I think I met a nice counselor. He told me, what are you doing on the streets? Maybe there's more to you than meets the eye. And he sent me to beauty school.
Okay.
Though it took me 2 years to finish, I did it. And,
Beauty school, hair, makeup?
Hair, cosmetology. Actually,
Cosmetology.
Hollywood Beauty College.
Yes, Hollywood Beauty College.
That
We all-
used to be at Alma Wana,
Correct.
and then they moved to IAEA.
Yes.
So I was at Alma
And
Wana.
in fact, I believe it's still open. They
Yes,
still
they are.
have. They still have it. And
They are
kids are still
there.
going there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So cosmetologist doing the whole head, nails, skin, everything.
Got
So I
it.
graduated. So by the time I graduated, I had a job waiting for me at Barbers Point on a military base. So after that, my life was getting better. You know, I was now Kimberly.
Okay.
I had changed my name in 1974.
Did we mention what your name was as a young boy?
No.
What
My
was-
name was James Jonathan William, hold on, Carrizosa.
Wow. And mommy and daddy called you James?
Chemo.
Kimo. Oh, they're very common. Kimo.
Common name, Tony.
Yes. So, Kimo boy, get over here. Kimo boy.
No, just Kimo, and then
Yeah.
I was saying, I'm your daughter, things like that.
But you changed the name at what? Right around teenage years, as in your.
No, it wasn't. You couldn't change your name then.
Got it.
I had to wait till I was 21 to do all of that.
Got it.
So I think I was 24 when I changed my name.
Kimberly.
Kimberly Haupu. And sad to say, Tony, that when I did go looking for my birth certificate here, there was no James Jonathan William Carrizosa. I felt so bad for the registrar because she went back 5 times looking for my birth certificate.
What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? And she would come out. Every time she'd come out, she'd look at me and she'd go like, and you know, I was getting choked up. I was getting upset at my parents. They didn't tell me the truth. So after the fifth
This is
attempt,
the juicy stuff right
after
here.
the fifth
This is
attempt,
juicy stuff, yes.
you know, she couldn't find it. I turned around and I looked at my parents and said, "What is my real name and who is my real father?"
Okay.
Mind you, the both of them jumped off out of the chair and told me, "We're going to tell you." Well, I was 24 already. You know, I just wanted to know. I found out that I have my mother's maiden name, Haupu. James Jonathan William Haupu. You know, I said that I'm a bastard child. And this was like earth-shattering. So if anybody out there that's been through this, I mean, not even being
Oh, trust me, there's a lot.
Just anybody.
There's a lot
you know,
of people.
and I'm sure that existed. That was heartbreaking for me. I gave the registrar my name again, and she came back and she was waving my birth certificate like this.
Oh.
I was so happy because I became a person. I became a human being that day.
Your identity was finalized.
Yes,
you had a true identity, and that's important for all of us. Yes,
very important.
Yes.
And you know, all the way coming back to Waiʻanae, I couldn't talk to my parents. I can't believe that they would do this to
You
me.
held on to that. Yeah, I mean,
Well-
it's bad enough they already kicked you out.
One thing I didn't do is cry.
You're already toughened up. You're strong already.
You have to be
Yes,
strong.
right.
I think anybody needs to be strong in moments like this. And I had to be strong. I couldn't just wait to just aloha oi. So, you know, I separated from my family from that day. Never went back home. Never went back home. Home is supposed to be a safe place
Safe haven.
where there is love, no matter what the conditions are.
I have to agree. I
What
have
the
to agree. You know, I have 5 sons. Yeah,
I know.
And if any one of them came up to me and shared that, you know, they were changing their lifestyle, whatever the case, I could only come to them with love. That's all I know. That's all I was brought up with.
Thank you.
It's not something. It's not your fault. So I'm here to let you know it was never your fault.
Thank you,
and,
Tony.
And as far as mom and dad, it was just an understanding. It's a traumatic experience for anybody, regardless of what
thank
they're
you.
going through, Māhū
Yes.
or not.
Yeah.
It's very traumatic, but I'm here to let you know that you were loved no matter what. You had people behind your back. I don't know your past history, I don't know your family, but you were loved and supported even back then, even though mommy and daddy couldn't quite step up to that. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just
No.
reaffirming who you are as an individual, and sometimes we need to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, as we come
Thank
forward.
you.
So bring that full circle.
And that is something that I've learned over this period in time, how to rise above emotional things, because they can break you really, really bad. They can.
Absolutely.
A lot of my girlfriends from my time committed suicide when they didn't have the support of their family. You know, Hawaii, it's ʻohana.
Yes.
Hawaii, ʻohana. At the end of the day, it's all about ʻohana.
Comes back to family. Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you know, life doesn't have a meaning. So some of the girls did take their lives because if I don't have my family, what do I have? I have nothing. So.
What was the driving force for you? What was different then? Because I mean, there was a lot of things you went through, not only personally, physically, socially, right? That you're having to go day in and day out. But you found work. You told yourself, "I'm gonna get training. I find work." You found your identity as you're moving forward. What was the driving force for you?
For me, it was I had to show my parents I could make something out of myself in spite of what they saw as an odds against me, odds against society. You know, even at the time, society didn't like you.
Right.
Your own local people didn't understand it. Therefore, they were brutal. They were beautiful. So, and along with it, I learned that, you know, Kim, you got to be strong for you. And that was my driving force behind this, Tony.
Very good.
I'm going to show it to my parents. I'm going to show myself that I can do this. And I think I've been a good role model for all of the other girls that came after me right up to now.
Very good. And was there ever a time, from the time you were kicked out and you felt those feelings, that you said, you know what, maybe before Mommy and Daddy still alive?
No, they passed away.
Passed away, maybe before they passed. Was there ever a time that you said, you know what, I want to, ho'oponopono, I want to make things right or get to them? Or any time in your life that you decided, or you just held on to that?
That's a good question. It took me a long time to forgive my parents, Tony. A long time.
And sometimes asking for forgiveness doesn't mean they have to give it to you, correct?
Correct.
Sometimes the forgiveness just needs to come from inside. And a lot of people don't realize that, because you're never going to get it from that individual. So this is a great message for whoever's watching out there.
Yeah.
The forgiveness has to come from within, and then that takes you yet to another layer in your life as you
another
move
wonderful
forward.
layer of growth.
Because there's no doubt in my mind you love Mommy and Daddy as you were going through all of this.
Oh yeah, I was just, why aren't they here for me? You know.
So now, full on understanding now, there's so many different titles and definitions.
Only one, Māhū.
Yes, and no disrespect to any of them, but today's topic, we're specifically talking about Māhū then, Māhū now, and now you're leading a full lifestyle like this. You're living this life. You talked about your keiki, your kids. Talk about them.
Oh, I have 9 Hanai children. I think the oldest will be 62 this year. And I've come to love them. They've all asked me, can you be my mom? I said, Mom, I don't know, like, why would you want me to be your mom? And what's interesting, all of my keikis are straight. They're heterosexual. That's even unusual, Tony, because most of the times girls like
that was going to be
us,
my next question, but you got it.
most of the girls have daughters, or sons that are Māhū or gay.
Right, because they can relate. They can understand what the child is going through, but in this case, they're all straight.
All my 9 kids are all straight. It was interesting. You want to be my mom? And I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I have mother qualities, because you might not like it.
Right.
So I had to shift gears from being Māhū. I had to learn what is a mom? What is a mom? Well, a mom is the heart of a family. She's the very beat of the heart. She's the love. That is a strength. I don't know if that is always. I've met some men that are really emotional, that are sensitive, like you, Tony. My brother-in-law, they were sensitive. Most of the time, they're the strength of the family. They hold them together. Mothers are the heartbeat.
And you learned this from parents. So in your case, but you didn't have that nurturing support.
No.
So you have to learn it outside of the house.
I had to learn it through the word love, Tony.
Yes.
And I had to love myself. Because everybody's looking for love, but unless you love yourself, you can't love other things. So you learn love.
Oh, we might have church up in here, ladies and gentlemen. We might have some church up in here. Come on.
You can love other things. So.
Yeah, that's right. But that's so true, though. I think in the essence of just sharing love, most cannot love. And if you cannot love from within, how are you going to teach love? Right? How are you going to share it? You saw my little daughter out there.
Lyric is beautiful.
My daughter, Lyric girl, she's only 6 months, but I know this much. If I just love her, no matter what, everything else will fall into place.
Yes.
So if you're out there and you're coming from a place of no more love, you're not getting it from Mommy and Daddy, what's going to happen? You're going to look for it elsewhere. Yeah. And because you're looking for it elsewhere, you start falling into situations and problems. And you start going down a path maybe you weren't ready to go. But yes, it could have been a much better supportive role for Kim if Mommy and Daddy did love and supported. And your life would have been different. But any regrets? Any regrets as you look back?
No regrets. Only that the journey, our journeys in life, we have to go through it. We don't know what the journey is, but you keep on moving forward.
That's good. That's good. So, going back a little, you're in full-on adult mode. You got your keiki, your kids. Kim, you changed the name. Did you change anything else about yourself? I know it's a personal question, but we got to go there.
People don't tell their secret age.
Yeah, she says 75, but really she's 22 inside. Yeah.
A long time ago, yes. The gender reassignment, a long time ago, Tony.
Very good, very good. And did that solidify anything internally as far as taking part of that, or you already just knew no matter what? Because there's some people out there that haven't done surgery or haven't made that physical change, but they still know internally how they are and how they feel.
Yes. And again, it goes back to self-care. Make sure you this is what you want.
Yeah, there's no turning back.
There's never any turning back. So I think you have to look into yourself for what you really want. And in the 60s, you know, the girls wanted this. At my time, it was like a race. Everybody wanted to get their gender reassignment. It was
Love the
harder.
word reassignment. That's
Yes,
a great...
reassignment. We're reassigning you to your correct body.
Right.
I said, oh, okay. You know, physically, mentally. So, and but the challenges were still there, Tony, because even after you have your gender reassignment, here in Hawaii, people still know you as a Māhū, and they'll always talk about that.
Right.
So some of the things, you know, you've transitioned and all, so mentally, you just know where you are and who you are. Like, I could have picked up my life and go anywhere else and live in the world where nobody would ever know what I was, who I was. But you know, I love Hawaii. It is my home.
Right.
Waiʻanae is my home, so I'm gonna stay, live, and die there. And I love my community.
So, as a parent of these 8 children, the oldest 62, 9, oldest is 62.
Yeah.
62, my goodness.
She said she's 60. She told me, Mom, I'm not 62, I'm 60. I said, okay, fine.
Besides the love that you share with them, obviously that's why they were called to you. A lot of kids out there in Hawaii have been hanait, have been adopted and cared for and loved like their own child. But what was the drawing force besides the love that these kids came to you?
I wanted to love them the way I wasn't loved. Yeah. They're lost, not really lost, but you know, just they're trying to find their way in life. Where do I fit in? You know, who am I? School, graduating. Do you graduate? College, a profession, something. There's no stopping. You mustn't stop. There's so much things to do. You have to do that. Right. So, you know, I'm proud they work, they got married. My last 2 that I showed you the pictures, they're hooking up now with their girlfriends, their lady friends, excuse me, their lady friends. And I just need to love them because I know, as we all do, love can change you. Genuine love, heart love, unconditional love can change you.
Absolutely.
So that, and my driving force was that will always be, I didn't get that kind of love when I was growing up. Not at all, not at all. And you know, sometimes we go through life looking for love. We're looking for validation from our parents. And you know, at 27, I knew I was never going to get it. So Kim, get your ass going. You got to love yourself. And as the obstacles come, you will deal with them.
That's right. That's right. All kids, even in our adulthood lives, we want to be seen, heard, and celebrated.
Yes.
Simple, right? I mean, so simple. Think about it. Seen, heard, and celebrated. That's all we want as a baby, as a teenager, adult, seen, heard, celebrated. It's so simple, but so difficult for so many families out there because they put so much things and stuff in their lives, in their head, in their mind. By the way, because you talked about your kids, we hopefully we can maybe get some pictures and we might show that on the screen as cutaways of all the kids. That would be awesome to get the photos of all the kids. Would be great. But continuing on to my next question. By the way, all of this stuff is fascinating and I know people are learning out there. In regards to 60s, 70s, and how, you know, you walk into, I don't know, a store. What's out there? What's that supermarket you guys have in Waiʻanae?
Waiʻanae store.
Waiʻanae store.
Tamora.
So you walk in that store in the 70s, people, they're murmuring. You walk in a store now, what's the difference between the two generational times?
Hey, Kim, good morning.
Yeah.
In the 70s, it was like, Mahūs are coming into the store.
Right.
And all. And of course, we traveled in groups, right? We had our girlfriends. So we go in stores. We know we are going to be looked at, Tony.
Right.
So we go inside screaming, acting like loud Mahūs. Screaming like Mary.
I graduated in 85, but I remember in the late 70s, going into the store, it's like, wow, they literally in groups.
Yeah.
And just loud and
Loud
flamboyant.
screaming.
Yes.
You know, like
Yeah.
some of your sitcoms used to do, Tony,
So,
that I love.
We'll get into that. The Brothers and Friends, we've been on for 27 years.
I love it.
Everybody knows. Oh, Tom, we love you guys when you guys do the Mahu Cup.
I
The
know.
Mahu guys, this is so awesome. And ironically, the two characters' name is Mary and Mary. And so when we were coming up with their names, we said Mary is probably the easiest name.
And popular. You know, when you go out, Mary,
Right.
you in the store, people turn around because their name is Mary. I said, oh, I'm sorry, it's more like a slang, Mary.
So we were running this morning, just this very morning, we're running by the volleyball courts right in front of Hilton Hawaiian Village. And this guy that always walks his dog, Mahu guy, the dog's name is Mary.
Mary.
So one of the ladies we run with goes, Mary. And he goes, hey, sis, good to see you. And he goes, what you doing down here? He had two other dogs. What you doing down here? I went and adopt these two other dogs, and I get 3 dogs. And she goes, okay, see you later. Okay, boom, we go down, we turn around, come back. And now he's playing, or she, playing volleyball with the guys. And then she goes, Mary, hit the ball. And she says, yeah, I know. I already drink coffee. I went bathroom 2 times. Like TMI. We don't need this information. We're just running by the volleyball court. But always, the one cool thing is that I had an auntie and a cousin that was Mahu in our family. Always willing to share information, even though if you had information that they did not want to be shared. Always open about it.
Yeah.
Like you could ask them anything. Yeah.
And you can get an honest answer.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
can get an
Straightforward, honest answer.
Some can be raunchy, so like too much information.
Too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
As you look back on your life, I mean, 75 years. My goodness, you look great. But the time is now moving forward as you continue. By the way, continue with the nutrition and the exercise, because that's the secret of life right there.
It is.
But as you look back on life, what can you share with some of our viewers as far as respect, honor, and you know if they come across Mahu or the LGBT community? I'm sorry, I don't know all the
LGBTQIA.
all right. So, you know, what could you share your mana'o to the people watching that might not be so privy to the information that, you know, being comfortable in that space, because a lot of people are not comfortable. They would never come up to you and say hello or...
No,
right?
and that still, Tony, that still exists today.
Yes.
That still exists today. You need to know who you are.
Absolutely.
You need to know that we're surrounded by diversity as well. Be open. Be open. You know, like I'm here, you're here. People don't realize that we have so much commonalities together that they see an image and they go, ooh.
Right.
Instead of let's talk to Kim, let's talk to Tony, let's talk to our media ladies this morning, and you find out that there's so much things you share in common. And when you find out who you are, love yourself, because that's the whole secret to life, you know. Sometimes I think people have a hard time loving themselves because they haven't gotten rid of stuff in here, in your now. You gotta face it.
You think that affects how they look at others? And not,
Yes,
not
of
just anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So we in this room this morning, we're light. We're the sun. Other people are not. I know
That's
people.
so true,
I
though.
know. Some people my friends get up and they just get up in an ugly mood.
Yes.
And I look and I said, what's in here? You know, they don't want to talk about it. I said, well, clear your knot out, because unless you know that you can't really be happy, maybe you need to forgive yourself of, maybe you don't like who you are, then change. Change. Change is good. Challenge yourself, Tony.
That's good.
Challenge yourself every day. You know, I get up in the morning, I make a cup of tea, I'll go sit outside on my little chairs,
You
have my team.
Lanai area.
I have a lanai area. I put in my Hawaiian music, and I think everybody should do this.
So that sets the tone.
Sets the tone.
Nice.
Where I can mālama. I talk with a kua, you know, because like at 75, I've come a long way. I think we've all come to a lot of adversities in our lives, all of us here in this room, and to be grateful, whatever age we are, that we're still here. I know the bigger picture is God has a purpose for all of us. It is in your prayer.
Absolutely.
You know, go and tell people that you know you might have hurt, that love you, you know, you can be healed from that.
You have gone back and shared with friends, or
Only with my parents, that I loved them and I forgave them. They didn't understand. No, I mean, let me see. Do I have any enemies out there?
Right.
I'm sure.
because when you do that, you for a lot of people, they're reopening the wound,
Yes.
taking the Band-Aid off to expose.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, either through therapy or, you know,
Therapy, yes,
or an outer
therapy.
experience with spirituality, have a tough time doing just what you said.
Yes, they do.
Getting into contact with said individuals from past.
Yeah.
Seems, you know, my initial, because we've just met formally for the first time. Maybe I've seen you in the past someplace, I don't know, but
Oh,
formally.
I've seen you all the time, Tony, on the Brothers.
Yes. But my initial, you know, my job and the line of work I'm in is to read a room when I come into a space, is to literally read it in the first minute, 2 minutes. And my initial was, wow, this woman is very charismatic, very simple, but very original, and not acting in any way, but this is who she is. And I was like, wow, it's pretty amazing. I'm watching you from afar. You don't know this, but that's what I do. And with that, allows people to be open with you, and allows people to come into your space. For the others, we cannot control how they feel and what they think.
Yes, correct.
We can only be us as we move forward. But you had talked about God very briefly here, so I'm going to open up that book. Was there any type of spiritual influence in your life growing up? From anywhere, family, friends?
Well, no, I really had to cling on to God after my parents kicked me out.
Yeah.
And I have always known that He's been there for me, for all of us, you know. He's been actually my spiritual guide, Akua, throughout my whole walk. He still is. I couldn't have made it without Him.
Yeah.
Now, when I eventually evolved to Kim that you see before you, I had gone back to the churches that I was raised in. And sad to say, it wasn't as accepting.
Waiʻanae?
Yes.
Yes.
It wasn't as accepting as it was to me, to my community, and it was hurtful.
Would you're talking about early 60s, 70s, not
Current today.
and current today. Okay, very good. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yes, current today. So in 1987, I became a Buddhist.
Okay.
I had gone to our temple here in Uano. I found what I needed there, spirituality. Everybody didn't see me as a Māhū, but they saw me as a person, as an individual, as we all want to be seen,
Right.
you know. And there were all different kind of people there from different ethnicities, and I loved it, and I felt good. It's my home. And recently, I've gone to there's a church in Waiʻanae, if you've been out there. It's called Waiʻanae. That's up Waiʻanae Valley Road, and it's an old church, I think from 1939. So I've been doing fellowship over there, and it's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And there is love there.
Yes. No condemnation, no judgment.
No,
just-
no, not even a sense of,
Yes.
you know, feeling made to feel different.
Correct.
Aloha. There's aloha, Akua's love.
Yes.
All encompassing. So that's my new home now.
Awesome.
To go and serve Jesus, because all we ever want to do is serve Akua.
Correct.
Thank Him. See how we can help other people who need the kokua. So
And, you know, without getting into any type of legalese and ministry and Bible verses. This much I know about Jesus. He loved everyone. Everyone. Everyone that he came into contact with. And you cannot tell me back in the days, never have their version of Māhū. You cannot say.
Had.
You guarantee you had, right? So I was posed with the question years ago. Some Māhū friends of mine said, "Oh, Tony, you know, you were raised in a church, grew up in a church. What does your God have to say about us?" And I thought about it for a moment, maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds. And I said, my God, I know this much, loves you just as much as he loves me. Period. If you want to get into the legality of what the word says, we can go there. But just plain and simple, he loves you for who you are, where you are, and what you are. Period. Oh, and then sister just started to cry.
Yeah.
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 Oh, Tony, what are you going to say that for? I'm just telling you the truth.
Because
You know?
judgment is at the other end of this statement.
Yes.
That you
Unfortunately.
shared.
Unfortunately.
You know.
And so the answer to my question to you, I think you nailed that in that you found solace in Buddhism. And then now you're fellowshipping.
Yes.
In other words, you're getting positivity into your life. Words of life has been speaking onto you as you share throughout your community. Because Waiʻanae community, everybody knows everybody out there.
Thank you.
You cannot walk down the street and they don't know, hey, Auntie Kim,
Mary.
Mary.
They're going to marry.
Right,
like,
right.
Oh,
they know
girl.
you. They all know you, right?
I'm probably the last visible Māhū on the Waiʻanae Coast. That I'm out in the world, out in the community, out everywhere. Yeah. So during the hardships, during the 70s, like my name is like a good housekeeping seal on the Waiʻanae Coast. Everybody knows me,
right.
Which is good. And I'm thankful for that, right. Tony.
What do you have to say to the younger generation that's coming through their personal identity, struggles, and they're finding themselves going from boy to girl to boy? Well, what message do you have to tell them in regards to that change and this world that we're in right now? Not compared to what you do. I mean, you're one of the forging leaders from back in the day. You went through a lot, but it seems as though not much has changed over time in regards to the judgment and stuff.
It's still there. It's still there, lingering in the air. Of course it is.
But it seems like you're much more mature now than back then.
Oh, now it's a loud Māhū. I still am loud though, But to my community out there, to everybody, Hawaii, respect. Mm-hmm. Be respectful of your kūpuna. Be respectful of your loved ones, because that says a lot for any individual. Mm-hmm. Whether you're Māhū, lesbian, it says a whole lot. Respectful. And that's part of our culture, to respect ʻohana,
right.
kūpuna, keiki, and to take care of them. So, forging ahead, continue what you're doing. Live your life, make sure you know what you want, because sometimes what we want turns out to be not what we always want. You know, great responsibility comes with any journey in life, and you have to work toward it, Tony. So, and I think I have Harmony Reduction. The ladies from Harmony Reduction.
What is that? What is that?
That's the former Life Foundation.
Okay.
They've changed Harmony Reduction, and they work with the transgender community. Okay. They also have another program, Napua Ilima, for the older girls my age.
That work
individually or as a group to help. There's a lot of homeless kūpunas like me out there, so they're working to get them stable housing. That's still continuing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So,
and what was the names of those one more time?
Hawaii Harm Reduction Center, which is by the Gold Bond Building.
Okay. And it's right open to the community?
You can go there and make an appointment if you need any services, if you're transgendered or,
No, this one is specific, but anything like that, maybe this organization would take care of it. You got parents struggling with said son or daughter. Any organization out there that says, you know what, once you guys come in, let's talk about it and let's just try to weave our way so we better understand each other.
You know, Tony, that's interesting. I'm not sure if there is.
Oh, I thought there would be like many.
There should be.
companies.
Maybe we can get that started. No, there should be.
Yes.
There should be. Now that we're, I've never thought about that, and that's good. That's a good thing to follow and to follow up on. I think
sometimes God gives me these downloads.
The great
He gives me
downloads
these downloads
because it'll be helpful for the parents.
Correct.
Now, when parents tell me, like, Kim, I have a daughter like you, I have a son like you, and I would look at them and say, what do you mean like me? Right. And I said, Māhū? Yeah, say it.
Yeah.
Say it. That way you can, process it.
So you are probably already doing that work, whether you realize it or not. But you're telling me right now there is no organization out there that can better equip, I said, single parents as a whole, that says, hey, come to our agency, nonprofit, whatever the case, bring your child in, and we're going to talk about some things that you probably not going to talk about in a closed room together. We're going to open up.
That's
no more that. No, you're saying no more that in Hawaii.
I would know that.
That blows my mind right now.
I would know that.
That blows my mind.
Because then I would refer people to that agency.
Yeah, and understanding that because there is nothing like that. So we did some data research. Thanks to our staff back here.
Yes, mahalo.
Yeah. Strong Family Alliance exists out there.
Okay.
I think it's a national organization. We'll update you, but to see if we have a local chapter over here in Hawaii.
That would be good,
And I understand why they probably wouldn't have one here. Why? Because culturally, it's not something that we talk about.
It's shame. The correct word is shame.
Yes.
I don't like talk about it. What my friends going to think.
Right.
I have one girl that is Māhū or one boy. It is. That feeling is so prevalent today. And I tell my friends, this baby, you need to love this baby.
Yeah.
You're Coco.
Correct.
You're Coco. So you love. You might not understand, but the world being so open today, you can go on Google and find anything.
Yes.
People have to know Māhū and go talk, right?
And I know other people, they go to see their psychologists, their cultural advisors, or pastors that come into play to help in these situations. But what better way to potentially have somebody that has been through it, can talk about it openly and say, hey, look, these are the things I went through.
Yeah.
These are the things your son or daughter is probably going to
go through.
Let's talk about some things that generally would be kapu. We wouldn't talk about in open. But hey, we're not talking about this amongst thousands of people. This interview will have many people watching.
It
and now
will
we're talking
reach
about
the
it
populace,
openly. So, very good. Strong Family Alliance is out there and available. So we have the Hawaii LGBT Legacy Foundation. The Hawaii LGBT Legacy Foundation. And that would be a great resource for those of you out there struggling with your son or daughter, or maybe they're not struggling, but it's you as mama or daddy and auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa that just cannot accept this in your ʻohana, and it's not just Hawaiian, it's Samoan, Marshallese, Chuk. I mean, it goes right on down the line. These are just things you don't openly talk about. You don't openly express. I'm going to open it up to you if you have questions for me in regards to some of the things that you have grown up. And I'm going to just let you. This is totally unscripted. This is just from the now. So we'll see what Kim has to say. I'm going to let you be the interviewer, Kim. You can ask whatever you'd like.
I don't know. I came prepared to ask the question. I don't know. What Māhūs do you know, Tony?
Oh my goodness! As far as names and stuff. You know what?
You know any of my girlfriends? Linda Brown, Lynn Huli. What about Brandy Lee?
Brandy Lee sounds familiar. There was once a show in Waikiki, burlesque show.
Yes, and, I presented by Jack Sion.
Yes, by Jack Sion. And there's a few. See, for a lot of people out there, they don't know my background is Polynesian dancing. So I started at a very young age.
Oh my God. But
through that, I did jazz, tap. I did a lot of dancing. And so I crossed over, I got to meet the Māhū community.
How cultural.
Not just throughout the state of Hawaii, but the world. Now, I grew up straight. I've never thought, if this was your question, I never thought about becoming Māhū at any point in my life. I've always loved women, but I was intrigued to the point that this is a part of not just my life, my culture, because I realized a lot of my friends were Hawaiian. You know, I went to Kamehameha schools, and we had a handful of Māhū in our class, and we treated them no different. I mean,
Hina is from Kamehameha.
Hina, very good. Yes, I know Hina.
Hina is from
yeah.
Your classmate?
Yes.
Hina is from Kamehameha.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Very good.
And she's very influential.
Yeah, so a lot of them are influential in their communities in Hawaii. Kim Koko, I think, is running for office.
Kim Koko Iwamoto.
Iwamoto is running for office.
I think I could cast. I'm not sure if I can cast my vote for her because she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's an educator.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm glad that I think my nieces, they're more like my nieces, are out there in the community and making a difference in the world.
Yeah. So I think for me, it was just much more easily acceptable and socially acceptable to have conversations openly, you know, and just be comfortable in their space and be comfortable in my space. Because, you know, coming back to identity, if you know who you are as an individual, then none of it really affects you.
Yeah, it can't
shake you. It can't shake you. It can't affect you in any way. But now, if you don't have the true identity, then it could shake you, and it could stir the pot a little into making you think differently or have different views. But if you know that you know, then you can have open conversations with your aunties or uncles that have, what's the terminology? Is it crossover or change of lifestyle? What is it? What is the correct terminology that one would say? For, you know, they have transgender, but, you know, making the change. What would you say for you from going from boy to girl? What would one say?
Well, if you're going to be in the modern world today, would be your reassignment, right?
Okay, reassignment.
All
we
of
talked
that.
about that earlier.
Oh, but you eventually get your transition to become a female, and you're a female.
Now, for some people, they're hearing this and they go, "Oh, I don't like this. I cannot listen to that. I cannot." Yeah, again, we're talking about being comfortable in your space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, when I hear you say it does nothing for me in regards to what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing the truth. And so a lot of people need to hear that.
Yes.
For some cannot handle, but it's okay.
It is okay. I mean, we can't change the world, but we can change ourselves.
Right.
We can always improve things by improving ourselves, having a more positive attitude towards life.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Well, our time is winding down, Kim, so I'm going to give you the final words. I mean, you shared so much already. I mean, there's so much information, and internally, for me personally, what I got out of this interview is that sometimes we cannot control the different things that happens to us as we grow up and come into this world. We cannot control growing up into a situation where one might be homeless, or without father or without mother, parents are drug addicts, you know, poverty, so forth and so on. But we can change us as individuals and what we do in life. We can change our outlook on life.
Yes.
That seemed to ring out very loud from your voice, is that, you know, we have to work on self-care. Self-care being the healthcare in our lives, and that sounds like you're doing a great job. So 75, moving forward, say you got another 50 to 75 more years.
Thank you. I've given myself that.
Yeah. So you got the 125, 150 years. What are we looking forward in your life as we move forward now? You still live in Waiʻanae?
Waiʻanae, my home. Ku'uhome o Waiʻanae. Yeah.
What can we look forward to in the years to come?
I'm finishing my 501c3. At present, it is kāko'o kūpuna mena hoa Māhū. So that is helping the elderly and gay friends. So I'm working on that. A lot of
Transition
paperwork.
into kūpuna life.
Kūpuna homes. We have 4 initiatives: housing,
Okay.
medical, legal, and food. Everything everybody else needs in life. So I'm working with that. I have a board. Straight people.
Wow. And it's incorporated. Everything's you're working on a corporation.
We're
right
finishing the paperwork now.
Okay, very good.
And working on that. And Waiʻanae, right now, it would be probably a pilot program for Waiʻanae to help, because we have a lot of kupunas. I live in a kupuna community, and we're all single. I thought they might be my age, but all of them are 70 and younger. It's beautiful, so I've been going back up because I like doing community, helping community.
We
be a
didn't
part
ask,
of
what
that.
is your 9 to 5? What do you do every day?
I am a certified caregiver. I work with the Mrs. Kahele.
Okay.
She's 88 years old. She's wonderful.
88.
She's 88
You're
years
75.
old.
She's 88, and she's still, that's great. Yeah.
Mama is really strong. She's a stubborn, beautiful woman. She smokes cigarettes. She has a beer on Fridays, and she loves to swear. So she reminds me of my husband.
Yeah.
So I work Mondays through Fridays with her from 10 to 3 o'clock. I administer her meds, cook her meals, help her clean her bedroom, wash her clothes, work in her garden, and we both keep young. Then we play water. You know, we have a little swimming pool. I fill it. We play water. That's what I do on the weekends. I'm working on my 501c3 on Sundays. I will go with Auntie Lynette Cruz. I'm not sure if you know her. And we go up to Kaala or to different sites to go clean.
Nice.
He'aus, the EVs. I feel good about that.
Oh, awesome.
So.
Well, thank you for spending this hour with us. We appreciate you. Thank you for your mana'o and your time and sharing about your ʻohana, your family. I know we didn't talk about husband, but very briefly, you were married for
40 years.
40 years. He has since passed on, so our prayers go out to him. And
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Tony.
But having said that, we'd like to take this time and thank our families out there for watching. Hope you learned some things.
Mahalo.
A little bit. Yeah, Māhū then, Māhū now, what we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis together. And this is always a safe space. Thank you for joining us here at the Kuka with Kūpuna. We'll see you on our next episode. Mahalo.